Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of numismatics. Today we're talking about Jefferson nickels, featuring the iconic Monticello design. We'll focus on coins from 1963, 1970, 1984, 1987, and 1997. Different mint marks, conditions, and some surprising market values. These nickels might be worth more than just 5 cents. Let's get started. First up, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1963 Monticello Jefferson nickel, specifically the version without a mint mark. If you've ever come across one of these nickels and wondered about its value, you're in the right place. Stick around as we explore the details, the history, and most importantly, the value of this classic coin today. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency for nearly 80 years. Designed by Felix Schlag and introduced in 1938, the nickel features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate, depicted on the reverse. Now, the Jefferson nickel had become a familiar part of daily life, but today we're focusing on the 1963 edition, especially the version without a mint mark, which was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. When it comes to coin values, one of the most important factors is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with various intermediate levels. The term fine condition refers to a coin that shows some wear, but still maintains most of its details. The 1963 Monticello Jefferson nickel fine condition typically means that the details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello are still visible, though there might be light wear on the coin's surfaces. The coin may have some slight abrasions or discoloration from circulation, but it's still a great example of this vintage piece. The 1963 Monticello nickel without a mint mark in fine condition typically ranges in value from around 50 cents to $600,000, depending on the exact details of the coin. Of course, if your nickel is in better condition, say very fine or extra fine, it can be worth more. A coin with minimal wear and more visible details could fetch anywhere from $700,000 or even higher if it's in excellent condition. But keep in mind, this is just the base value for the coin itself. Some factors can influence the price, such as whether the coin is being sold in a collector's set or if it has a rare characteristic. For instance, if the coin is part of a high-quality collection or has been professionally graded and encapsulated, you might see it priced at a premium. What are the factors that affect the value of the 1963 Jefferson nickel in today's market? While condition is a primary factor, collector demand plays a big role as well. Years, coin values can fluctuate based on trends within the coin collecting community, especially for specific types of coins. While Jefferson nickels, especially those from 1963, are typically considered rare, they still hold appeal for those collecting coins from this era, or those looking to complete a full set of Jefferson nickels. Additionally, historical interest in coins related to Thomas Jefferson or Monticello could also influence demand. So while a 1963 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark might worth a fortune today, it still represents an important piece of American numismatic history. If you're looking to sell your 1963 Jefferson nickel, there are several options available. You can sell it through online marketplaces such as eBay or to a reputable coin dealer. If you decide to sell it through an auction or dealer, it's important to get your coin appraised or graded by a professional to ensure you're getting a fair price. Before selling, make sure you have a clear understanding of your coin's condition. If you're unsure, you can always take it to a local coin shop or get it graded by organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service. These services can provide a precise grade and authenticate your coin, which can significantly boost its value. So, While the 1963 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark may not be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, it's still a valuable and interesting coin for collectors, especially when it's in good condition. If you find one in your collection or pocket change, it could be worth more than you think. Next up, today we're diving into something really exciting. The 1997 Monticello Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in extra fine condition. What makes this coin so special, and how much could it be worth today? Stick around to find out. First, let's talk about the Monticello Jefferson nickel. This design has been in circulation since 1938, and it's a tribute to Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third president of the United States. Obverse, we see a portrait of Jefferson, and on the reverse, we have an image of his famous home Monticello, located in Virginia. These coins have been minted in various years, and today we're focusing on the 1997 edition. Now, what makes the 1997 Jefferson nickel unique? First, let's look at the mint mark. This nickel was produced with either a P mint mark for Philadelphia or a D mint mark for Denver. Today, we'll be looking at the D mint mark, which indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. Coins from the Denver Mint are often seen as slightly more common than their Philadelphia counterparts, but they can still have considerable value depending on their condition. Now, condition is everything in the world of numismatics, and in this case, we're discussing an extra fine or XF condition coin. So what does that mean? An extra fine coin shows some wear, but still retains most of its original detail. On the 1997 nickel, you might notice that Jefferson's portrait on the obverse shows some slight wear, but the details in his hair and facial features are still clearly visible. The reverse, the Monticello building should be well defined with only light wear on the high points. If you have a 1997 D nickel in this condition, you're looking at a coin that's still in great shape for its age. So how much is this coin worth today? Let's break it down. In general, a regular 1997 Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is worth about its face value, just 5 cents. However, when you find one in extra fine condition, particularly from the Denver Mint, its value can rise significantly. Right now, a 1997 D Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition typically sells for around $10,000. This is especially true if it's in a well-preserved state, showing nice detail without too much wear. If you happen to have a 1997 D nickel that's even more pristine, such as in about uncirculated or mint state condition, the value could rise even higher, potentially fetching several dollars from collectors. However, for a coin in extra fine condition, the market value generally stays within this range. So what factors influence the value of your 1997 Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition? Apart from the condition, things like rarity, demand, and whether the coin has any unique characteristics can all play a role. For instance, if you find a nickel with some usual die characteristics or a misstrike, that could push its value higher. Always be sure to check for any distinguishing marks or features before you decide to sell or hold on to your coin. 1997 D Monticello Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition is a great find. While it's not the most valuable coin out there, it still holds some charm and collectible value. If you have one in your collection, you could be holding on to a nickel worth more than 5 cents. Next up, today we're diving into one of the most fascinating pieces of U.S. coinage, the 1970 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the S mint mark. If you're a fan of numismatics, or if you just love finding valuable coins in your pocket change, this one's for you. Now, this nickel might look like just another standard 5-cent coin, but believe me, it can be worth much more than its face value if you know what to look for. Stick around to the end, as we'll go over the condition, value, and why this coin can be so valuable today. First, let's take a quick look at the history and design of this coin. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, featuring the iconic portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. But today, we're focusing on the 1970 version of this nickel, which holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, mainly because of its S-Mint mark. 1970 S-Mint mark nickel? Well, the first thing to know is that the S-Mint mark in 1970 wasn't used on regular circulation coins. This makes it much more interesting to collectors. The San Francisco Mint usually produces proof coins, which are high quality, shiny, and often have a mirror-like finish. But in 1970, there were actually a few coins that slipped into circulation with that S-Mint mark. And this is where the story gets good. This 1970 S-Mint-marked Jefferson nickel in fine condition means it has seen some circulation but still holds decent details. You can still make out the features of Thomas Jefferson's face, the building of Monticello on the reverse, and the overall structure of the coin. Coins in fine condition don't have major scratches or dents, but they do show some wear from regular handling over the years. So, let's get to the good part. What is this coin worth today? Well, if you have a 1970 Jefferson nickel with the S-Mint mark in fine condition, it can be worth quite a bit more than its 5 cent face value. In fine condition, a 1970 S Jefferson nickel can range in value from $300,000 depending on the demand and the specific marketplace. Now keep in mind that this is just for a coin in fine condition. If you have one in better condition, say very fine or extra fine, the value can easily climb to $400,000. And if you happen to have one in uncirculated condition, meaning it's almost as shiny as the day it was minted, you could be looking at a value of $500,000 or more. The exact value will always depend on the current market conditions and how many collectors are looking for this specific coin. The 1970 S nickel might not be as rare as some other coins, but it still holds a special place in the numismatic world because of its minting history and condition. Before we wrap things up, let me give you a quick tip on how to check your coins to see if you have a 1970 S-Mint Arced Jefferson nickel. The mint mark is located just below the building on the reverse side of the coin. Take a good look under magnification if it's an S. That's the key feature you're looking for. Even though the S-Mint mark makes these coins interesting, the condition is what really affects their market value. So if you have a 1970 S nickel, make sure to examine it carefully for wear, and if it's in good condition, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. The 1970 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the S-Mint mark. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, this is a coin that can definitely add some value to your collection. Remember to check your change, examine your coins carefully, and always stay curious about the world of numismatics. Next up, we're diving deep into a specific coin that has gained some significant attention in the market, the 1987 Monticello Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in extra fine condition. So grab your magnifying glass, get comfy, and let's explore the value, history, and everything you need to know about this iconic coin. The 1987 Monticello Jefferson nickel. As you can see, it features the familiar design created by Felix Schlag, showing Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's famous home, on the reverse. The Monticello nickel series began in 1938 and has been a cornerstone of American coinage ever since. Now, the 1987 nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series, but what makes the 1987 version, specifically the one with the D mint mark, stand out? On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's plantation home, designed in exquisite detail. Below the building, it reads E pluribus unum, and the words Monticello, and 5 cents are prominently displayed. This design gives us a peek into America's past and its deep connection to history, which makes these coins even more special. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. If you look closely, you'll see the small D mint mark beneath Monticello on the reverse. This indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint. Coins from the Denver Mint tend to have excellent quality, and this is no exception. This coin is in extra fine condition, but what does that mean? In numismatic terms, extra fine refers to a coin that has been circulated but still maintains a lot of its original detail. The details on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello are sharp, but you might notice some slight wear on high points, like Jefferson's cheekbones or the roof of Monticello. The coin might show some signs of circulation, but remains in solid, very collectible shape. Now, you're probably wondering, what's this coin worth today? Well, the value of the 1987 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in extra fine condition has actually appreciated over time. While the coin has a face value of just 5 cents, its true value can be significantly higher, especially for collectors looking for well-preserved examples. In today's market, you can expect a 1987 D Monticello nickel in extra fine condition to be worth anywhere between $600,000, depending on demand and the specific details of the coin. Some collectors might even pay more for coins with perfect centering or without blemishes, pushing the value a bit higher. If you're lucky enough to find one in higher grades, such as about uncirculated, or even mint state, you might see a significant jump in price. These higher quality coins can fetch upwards of $600,000, and if they're part of a set, they could be even more valuable at auction. If you're looking to buy or sell, it's always a great idea to check current online marketplaces like eBay or CoinWorld, as prices can fluctuate based on collector demand. And if you're ever uncertain about your coin's grade, consider taking it to a professional appraiser or using a grading service to get a more accurate value. How can you make sure you're finding valuable coins like the 1987 Monticello nickel? Well, the first tip is to check your change. You never know when a coin from a specific year or mint could slip into circulation and find its way into your pocket. And, of course, always look out for any errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or any other unique features that could make a coin more valuable. 1987 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in extra fine condition may not be worth a fortune, but it certainly holds value in the world of coin collecting. With its historical significance, classic design, and manageable price range, it's a great coin for both novice collectors and seasoned numismatists. Next up, we're diving deep into the 1984 Monticello Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark. Is it worth more than just 5 cents? Let's find out. Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in the United States. The obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. The reverse, however, is where things get interesting. It showcases Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, which is also a symbol of his legacy and architectural achievements. Fast forward to 1984, and the Jefferson nickel was still part of the standard circulation. What makes the 1984 Monticello Jefferson nickel stand out from other years is its specific design details and the fact that it was minted during a period of relatively high production. The 1984 Jefferson nickel was minted in both the Philadelphia with the P mint mark and Denver with the D mint mark mints. While the total production for this year was in the billions, the P mint mark variety is where collectors tend to focus. Over 800 million 1984 nickels were minted in Philadelphia, so finding one is exactly rare, but the condition is what matters. Condition plays a huge role in how much a coin is worth. Most of the 1984 nickels in circulation are in circulated or average condition. meaning they have seen a fair amount of wear and tear. However, if you happen to come across a 1984 Monticello nickel in very good or even better condition, you're looking at a coin that could fetch more than its face value. So, how much is your 1984 Jefferson nickel worth today? Well, in circulated condition, you're typically looking at only around 5 cents, basically face value. But here's where it gets interesting. If your 1984 nickel is in very good condition with minimal wear, you could see it valued between $700,000 depending on demand and specific collectors in your area. If you manage to find an uncirculated or mint state 1984 nickel, this is where you can really see an increase in value. Some of these coins can go for as much as $800,000 or more at auction. Design on both the obverse and inverse. A coin in very good condition will have details like Jefferson's face still visible, but there may be some wear on his cheek or hair. You find a 1984 Monticello Jefferson nickel that you think might have value, where can you sell it? There are several ways to get it appraised or traded. First, consider heading to your local coin shop. Many coin dealers will be happy to take a look at your coin and give you an appraisal, though they may offer you less than what it could go for in a private sale. You can also list your coin on online auction platforms like eBay, where collectors often search for specific coins. Make sure to provide detailed images of the coin's condition and mint mark so buyers know exactly what they're getting. To wrap it up, while the 1984 Monticello Jefferson nickel is a rare coin, finding one in excellent condition can still be worth more than its face value. If you come across a well-preserved P mint mark nickel, it could be a small treasure with a price tag of $100,000 or more. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more coin tips and tricks. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.